My goal has been to grow my hair from shaved right the way down to my tailbone in 7 years. Now, I am nearly 6 years into the journey. So let's find out how I'm doing and what is my plan to actually get me to tailbone length in the next over a year and a quarter. So first of all, how have I been doing on this 7 year long challenge so far? Is that the longest challenge ever? 7 years, by the way. Okay, my hair right now, I aimed to get to waist length by the end of December, which was just last month, just gone, or I could say about 2 weeks ago. Now, I did measure my hair, and my husband was helping me, and he said he thinks I'm about 2 centimeters or so away from waist length. So you can see on the screen now. Let me know what you think. Do you think I am that close? Do you think I'm a bit further? Do you think I'm nearly there? Let me know what you think. Now, the fact that I didn't quite meet this goal by the end of December 2025, that's okay because March 2026 is my absolute deadline, really, to meet my goal of waist length. Let me explain why. Because, of course, I started growing my hair. My hair was shaved back in March of 2020. So that's when this journey started. March 2020, totally shaved. And it started because I actually loved my hair shaved. I really loved it. But of course, March 2020, there was a certain thing that happened then. If you know, you know. And as a result of that, I couldn't get to the barbers and I couldn't get my hair shaved. So I just decided, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to grow it. And then over that journey, I started speaking to my sister. My sister was like, sis, did you know that we could grow our hair long? And I'm like, whatever. And then finally, I did my own research as well, came across some amazing people like Indigenous Strands, Naturally High, Simply Julia Lauren, and some others, and discovered that this is literally true. Black women can have long hair. And so that's when the journey started. That's when I started growing my hair long. So, in a sense, each year for me, my anniversary ends in March. And so, if I can get my hair to waist length by the end of March 2026, then that will have taken me 6 years. And it means I then have one more year to get to the 7 year mark in order to get my hair down to tailbone length. But of course, if my hair isn't at waist length yet, then I'm going to struggle to get it down to tailbone within 1 year. So, what is my plan on how exactly am I going to do this? Firstly, how am I going to get my hair to waist length by March? And then lastly, how am I going to tackle this last year, going into this final year of my hair growth by getting it to tailbone length? How am I going to do this? My question is, I don't know whether I should stick with what has been working all along and totally not change it, or do I start introducing a few certain new things into my routine that I kind of think will help? But let's talk through it. So, the first option is I stick with what is already working. So, what does that look like for me? For me, it looks like washing my hair every 2 weeks. I wash my hair in twists. So, around about medium sized twists. And I undo. So, after I wash my hair, I undo one twist at a time. I re-moisturize it, and then I twist it back up, and I literally do that all over my head, and I go about my 2 weeks. I very rarely revisit my hair again except to rehydrate and re-moisturize. That has been all that I've done with my hair for the past 6 years, and that has got me to past mid back length to very, very close to waist length. Okay, so that's what I have been doing. And I feel the reason it's been working is because it's so protective. It's such a amazing protective style. Twists are great at keeping my hair strands away from each other, preventing them from tangling up amongst one another and things like that. And then when I have my hair in twist, I then sometimes plait those twists to tuck them away even more, or I'll put the twists in a bun, or maybe I will wrap my hair. So it has been an amazing protective style. And also, it's just been such a clear routine on keeping my hair moisturized so that it doesn't get dry, so that it doesn't break. I want to interrupt this video really quickly right now because let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me go into the back end of my YouTube and I want to show you that actually 86% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So I very rarely ask this, but I'm going to ask you on this video today. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and join this community. Okay, so let's get back to the plan. The other thing that I'm beginning to consider and think about if I should take this route is, do I start to pivot to actually stretching my hair using the Rev Air? I'm going to link that video above where I got my Rev Air and I was so madly excited. But the thing with me possibly considering using my Rev Air more often is because one of the problems and one of the things that have held my hair growth back or my length retention back is tangles, knots and tangles. And of course, if my hair is more stretched, then it's going to experience less knots and less tangles. So part of me is considering, do I begin to introduce the Rev Air into my journey a little bit more so that my hair is stretched, which means I will experience less knots, less tangles, and therefore more length retention? I don't know. So these are the things that it's a bit of a dilemma for me. Do I stick with what has been working all of this time, or do I make certain little tweaks to maybe see if I see even more length retention over the next few weeks and months, and then the last year of my journey? Another thing that I'm deciding which one should I do, A or B, is, do I keep dusting my hair like I have been doing? If you don't know what dusting is, what I mean is simply just using some shears and, oh, I don't have any hair down. Yeah, simply just using some shears and just taking off a little bit of the ends, just the kind of straggly bits that you can sometimes see. So that's dusting. And I do that whilst my hair is in those medium-sized twists. Or do I try not to trim at all? Because again, I don't know if you've seen the video that I posted about indigenous strands and the fact that one of the ways that she has managed to grow her hair so long is that she has not trimmed her hair in, I think it was something like 13 years. I'm going to link that video above for you as well, because that's a great one. But this is another dilemma. Do I keep trimming as normal or dusting as normal? Or do I try something new and try not trimming at all almost? I don't know. We'll see. Then another one is, okay, do I stick with twists or do I move to plaits? There was a time that, again, all these videos are linked on my YouTube, but there was a time where I introduced plaits into my routine, and I swear my hair grew, like the length retention over that time period when I started wearing plaits instead of twists was crazy. And there were two factors that I changed at the same time. I changed the fact that rather than wearing twists, I was wearing plaits. And secondly, I introduced grease, hair grease, back into my my routine. And so I didn't know whether it was possibly the use of the hair grease or possibly the use of plaiting my hair. But the point is, part of me is thinking, do I go back to predominantly plaiting my hair rather than twisting? Oh my gosh, it's the typical dilemma again, twist or plaits, twist or plaits. Ah! Another thing that I'm considering so that I can get to tailbone length within the next year and a quarter is, do I try to reintroduce MSM to my journey, even though it has been giving me headaches and stuff? Or do I just, you know what, put my health totally first and just understand that this MSM thing just totally does not work for me and just move on? Even though I am in a bit of this up and down place where I'm trying to work out what kind of hair routine I'm going to go with through the next year or so, the one key thing I will say is definitely having a set routine is what got me from shaved to mid back length where I am now, nearly waist length. So having a set routine honestly is key. And ultimately, I am going to be developing a routine for the rest of the year. I don't yet know what it looks like, but I will figure that out. And the key thing is, I have to have a routine. I know that length retention and hair growth, like I'm not going to see any length retention if I do not have a routine. And so I say that to you as well. Like if you are starting from maybe where I started from, if you're starting from shaved or maybe TWA, teeny weeny afro stage, or maybe your hair's kind of just at your ears or shoulder length or wherever it is stuck. The key thing is if you want to see length retention, if you want to see your hair getting longer and longer and longer, you need a set routine. And so for you to develop a routine, watch this video next.